Elon just announced that we're going to get 3 new Tesla models in 2025. In just a couple of weeks, the entire Tesla lineup is going to get a major shakeup in some good ways and some bad ways and some weird ways. Plus, Tesla just ended some of their best incentives and discounts of the year, some bad news about pricing that you need to know, and also the big Tesla holiday update is here, which is great, but the rollout is weird and some not so old Teslas are missing some pretty big features. Lots of big Tesla news to get into this week, so let me break down all the Tesla news you need to know right now. And a big thanks to Test Studio for sponsoring this video. They've got a lot of amazing and super unique Tesla accessories. Stay tuned to learn how you can save 30% with my special code. All right, so let me just jump into it. And we've got a lot of controversy to get into in this video, so I'm not going to spare any details or spare any time and just jump in to the good news and the bad news. So first piece of good news is the holiday update. As I just did in a recent video, I went through all of the new features, tons of stuff in there with SiriusXM, and you've got new auto shift functionality, tons of changes to the Tesla mapping system. You've got the companion Apple Watch. All of that stuff is great, but there are a couple of little details here that Tesla left out, with one of the minor ones to some, not so minor to others, is that the new mapping overlay feature where you can get a live look of the weather on your Tesla screen, that is reserved just for AMD Ryzen-based vehicles. If you've got an Intel car, you're not going to get this feature. Now, look, I know some of you are already saying down below, that's not a big deal, why are you bringing it up? And yeah, of course, on the surface, that's not a big deal at all. But it's starting to snowball with some other changes Tesla is making right now that, again, are only going to newer vehicles. So the Intel processor didn't get the Zoom app, so you can't video conference in your car, which might actually be a good thing, depending on who you are and what your job is. You also do not have the ability to have that new visualization menu for the car settings. That is honestly one of the coolest features of newer Teslas. It just isn't there on the Intel-based vehicle. And now you're missing this live radar system with the mapping system with this holiday update as well. So at least 3 features now are not on Intel vehicles, which again, on the surface, not a big deal, but certainly is showing a trend that Tesla just isn't prioritizing Intel-based Teslas as they are the newer AMD Ryzen-based ones. And just to clarify, the Teslas that don't have the Ryzen processor, you can check this for yourself if you go into your car and you go into additional vehicle info. These are Teslas built before 2022. So these can be Model Ys and Model 3s that have the Intel Atom chip. They're not slow vehicles and not bad, though there is a pretty big speed difference between Intel and AMD. But yeah, we're already starting to see a number of features now that won't be coming to those older Tesla vehicles, or not even that old of Tesla vehicles, just they don't have the right processor inside. But on that same note, you might be asking why some people have the holiday update and not others. That's because, for whatever reason, Tesla is releasing the holiday update to older vehicles with the Hardware 3 system and not vehicles with the newer Hardware 4 system. It is very weird to see how Tesla is doing this rollout, and honestly, by the time this video goes live, things could be changing. I think about 50% of the Tesla fleet has this update available to download now. No, there's no force update you can do or anything. You just sort of have to wait to see it. But if you're wondering why you don't have this update and you've got a newer Tesla, well, that's why. It's only going out to Hardware 3 vehicles as of recording, though again, over the next week or so, I think everybody in the Tesla fleet should be getting this update, so rest assured your new holiday update is coming. Also, quick update to something I mentioned in a previous video, good news and bad news as well. It's sort of the theme for this video. Good news is that SiriusXM in your Tesla is offering a 1-month free trial, so you can utilize this in your Tesla, not even have to put a credit card in and not have to pay a dime. You can try it for a month. Though the bad news, though, is that while you do get a special offer for going through this promotion between Tesla and SiriusXM, it's $10 a month for a 2-year commitment. So not exactly a cheap service plan here, though pro tip I heard, if you call, you can really get that discounted. But just so you know, it's $10 for 2 years. Then after that 2 years, it jumps to like $22 a month. So definitely do your homework, though that free trial is included for the first month. No credit card required. Seeing this level of control in Teslas is super cool and awesome. And you know what else is cool and awesome? Mini Teslas from Mini REVs. Use my code Robert for 10% off. They've got the entire Tesla lineup, link down below. All right, next up, the good and bad news continues through this video. Some good news here is that Tesla has actually redesigned slightly their existing inventory page here to make it a bit easier to find not only cars you're looking for, but also options those vehicles have and deals you may be able to take advantage of. So now you've got like these new sort of indicators here, these icons that show you the paint color, wheel option, interior color, and also the seat configuration. And then if you scroll down here, some might show you something different. For example, this one here has the tow pack, and you can just hover over to see things that the car has. So that's kind of nice that you can just easier to sort of see these things at a glance and drill down to the vehicle you want. You also now have this reduced price indicator here that shows you if the car you're looking at has a reduced price or not. And interestingly enough, there it is. I'm still seeing it for now. You still have this checkbox to check to make sure that you're still going to get a vehicle that qualifies for the federal tax credit. And then if you go to one of these vehicles again, Tesla has redone the page again slightly here just to show you at a glance what options the vehicle is going to have. So in this case, stealth gray, long range rear wheel drive. It's a new vehicle, Gemini wheels, black interior, yada, 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 all that stuff. And again, these interior vehicles are vehicles that are ready to go and in some cases ready for like same day delivery. So if you're doing a lot of hunting in the Tesla existing inventory and you wanted an easier way to sort of navigate around, that changes here and does make things a little bit nicer. But the bad news here you should know is that by the time this video is going out, if you're watching this video the day it goes out, you might be a day ahead of this. On December 15th, Tesla is ending their 0% APR financing for Model 3 or Model Y. It is yet to be determined if Tesla is going to replace that with any other incentive. But if you're watching this on the 15th or before, Tesla is ending that promotion. They've already officially stated that. So if you do want to take advantage of that special finance rate, be sure to put your order in. You got to take delivery before the end of the year, but just know that discount is going away. And obviously, with the federal tax credit likely being eliminated in 2025 and a lot of changes to Tesla pricing, I'm getting a lot of questions recently as to what Tesla is going to do for pricing and what incentives we could see or what we couldn't see. The answer I have is I simply don't know. We have seen before Tesla really ramp up incentives by the end of the year, like the last week or so. So maybe there's a chance we get like a special 6 months of free supercharging or something if you take delivery within the last 2 weeks of the year or something like that. That is certainly on the table. But in terms of bigger price discounts or anything, probably not going to happen. Tesla has still got the 3 months of full self-driving supervised and 3 months of unlimited supercharging if you take delivery before the end of the year. So that's still on the table, but what could be replacing 0%? We don't know. And then in terms of pricing for next year, what's going to happen with the federal tax credit? Is Tesla going to lower prices, raise prices? I simply have no idea. I have no idea what Tesla's going to do. All I can say is just the advice I give to everybody who asks me. I don't think the Teslas are going to go lower than this for the foreseeable future. Definitely not with the price increase likely coming with the removal of the federal tax credit. So if you like the incentives and you like the pricing that Tesla has to offer, put your order in now because it's inevitable that prices are likely going to only go up in 2025, likely not going to be going down. So do with that information what you will. And look, I know a lot of times on this channel I get very excited and hyped up about, new things coming from Tesla or new features or updates or Model Y Juniper, but I'm a lover of all Teslas here. Every Tesla has a place in my heart, and if you're a Tesla owner, I'm sure that you as well not only love your Tesla, but I think all of us love to accessorize our Tesla and upgrade it with the best accessories. If you're looking for an amazing one-stop shop place to go with tons, and I'm talking tons of amazing Tesla accessories, check out my friends over at Test Studio. Whether you're going all out in Cybertruck or you're keeping things simple with the Model 3 or something in between, Test Studio has got some amazing accessories for every single Tesla in the lineup. These range from more simple sort of aesthetic upgrades, things that'll take you about 2 minutes to install, to like extra screens for your vehicle or different mounts. Some of my favorites include, for example, a running board for Cybertruck, making it way easier for you or your family members to step inside this massive beast. Or a swivel screen mount. Why not take advantage of that massive Tesla display in your Cybertruck by getting a mount that lets you move it around? One of the coolest I've ever seen is this awesome sort of starlight dome lighting system that goes at the top of Cybertruck that totally transforms the look, especially at night. And on the outside outside, check out this amazing LED roof spotlight custom made for Cybertruck that's easily going to illuminate everything around your vehicle. And for other vehicles, obviously a crowd favorite is adding screens to your Tesla. This one here from Model Y lets you do a bunch of stuff, including, of course, which I know you guys are gonna love, lets you have CarPlay right here front and center, and a really awesome full-featured rear display as well, which not only allows you to actually have a rear display in cars that wouldn't have it like the Model Y, but also lets you have some fun and lets your back passengers play some games. And right now, the folks over at Test Studio are running a special Christmas promotion. I'll put some info on screen for that. But here's what you need to know. Check out this awesome poster they made me and use my code Robert. That's going to save you 30% off your order. And Test Studio, again, no matter what Tesla you've got, Cybertruck, Model S, Model X, Model 3, Model Y, they've got you covered with some really amazing accessories. So learn more and check out for yourself today and use my code Robert to save at the link right down below in the description. Okay, and then we get into the very interesting part of the discussion in this video, and that is the 3 new Teslas Elon has confirmed and announced are coming in 2025. And maybe I'll go from least exciting to most exciting, though I guess it's going to vary on sort of what you're thinking and what excites you. I guess vehicle number 1 I should mention, of course, is Model Y Juniper. This is all but confirmed because while Tesla hasn't officially said a new Model Y is coming, they have mentioned on multiple occasions that updated vehicles are coming in 2025 in the first half of the year. And of course, we know that these vehicles are already being built and being tested and getting ready for mass production. Of course, Model Y Juniper is going to look something like this. It's going to have a light bar on the front, a light bar on the back. It's going to ditch stalks on the inside. It's going to have RGB ambient lighting. It's going to have new wheels. It's going to have this new exterior design. It's going to have ventilated seats. It's going to have a rear screen. Basically take all of the good things of the Model 3 Highland, take that to the Model Y, and that is what we were expecting with the Model Y codename Juniper. Obviously, I know that many of you and myself are very excited for Model Y Juniper, and I got a lot of questions from my last video about battery capacity, and I do want to reiterate again that not only did we get some recent leaked images here of Tesla doing some testing of Model Y Juniper here covered up, but again, this image here talks about a 95 kilowatt hour battery, which seems to corroborate a recent report from a couple of months ago that said that we would be getting a physically larger battery inside of Model Y Juniper, and I think this translates to like a 25% physically larger battery inside of the new Model Y. So that is at least 2 independent reports talking about a larger battery pack for Model Y Juniper, which in turn should give you more range. Again, we still have no concrete timeline on when it's coming, where it's shipping to first, when we're going to get an announcement, any of that stuff. Though again, I should mention that a recent report said that Tesla would be launching a new vehicle in 3 factories simultaneously: Texas, Giga Shanghai, and Berlin. That could be one of the other 2 vehicles I talk about on this list here, but maybe I think the Juniper's got a good shot of being that vehicle. So look out for some more info on this over the next couple of weeks. Maybe a launch in the very early part of 2025. But this is one of the vehicles we know for sure, 98% sure, is coming in the new year. Now, the second vehicle has caused a bunch of controversy and a lot of activity online over the last couple of days. Not because it's necessarily a new rumor, but basically we've got new information confirming some old rumors we have that shows this is still on the table for 2025. And that, my friends, is a new lower cost model launching in 2025. Now, again, Elon and Tesla have confirmed on multiple occasions that a cheaper mass market vehicle is coming in 2025, but some new information seems to report this Project Redwood, or the new name here I think is Model Q, would be coming, and Elon and Tesla just talked to a bank about this, Deutsche Bank, about what we can expect. So the report says, kind of the highlights, code name is Project Redwood, starting at $25,000 in the US market. We don't know if that is pre-incentives or post-incentives, if there's even going to be any incentives, we don't know. 15% smaller, measuring 3,988 millimeters in length. It'd be 30% lighter. It'd have a 53 kilowatt hour and 75 kilowatt hour LFP battery pack. It'd have a rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive option, and estimated range of about 310-ish miles of range here in the US. So, or I guess I should say EPA estimated range, and you can translate that to different places around the world. With all that said, there's a lot to break down with that. Now, again, you got to sort of take this with a grain of salt. You could believe this, you could not believe this. But again, I should mention, in the interest of full disclosure, this isn't a totally new rumor. We've heard for a while, it's sort of been on again, off again, that Tesla was working on this all-new, lower-cost Project Redwood vehicle that would be launching in 2025. And Tesla even said they were working on mass-market, more affordable models for 2025. Really, the big question that many of us had was, what was this going to look like? Was this going to be a totally re-architectured, re-engineered vehicle built from the ground up to be a mass market vehicle and be way cheaper? Or was this going to be, like Tesla said, it was going to share parts with existing vehicles? So basically it was going to be like a Frankenstein Model Y, Model 3 mashup we had heard about that would give you some of the new Tesla stuff with the old Tesla stuff, but ultimately bring that price down. There's no clear indication from this on exactly which direction Tesla's going. All we know is that there is going to be a cheaper Tesla launching in the new year. And of course, there's still a lot of questions on what is this vehicle going to look like, when it's going to launch, how much it's going to be. Again, all I can tell you is what we think we know right now. And again, the bullet points, sub $30,000, likely around $25,000, likely going to be a physically smaller vehicle, still packing around 300 miles of range, and should give you some, but not all, of the creature comforts you would want in a Tesla. They're not going to compete with the Model 3, the regular Model 3 Highland, because that would sort of be cannibalizing their own sales. But if you wanted a Tesla but didn't want to pay that much money, but still wanted most of the features, that looks like what this vehicle is going to offer. And like I've been saying for the last couple of months, one of the things that Tesla could do to bring costs down for this lower model, this lower cost version, is just to give very similar Tesla DNA, but minus some of the more expensive things. So what you're seeing right here is the Model 3 standard range over in Mexico. And this vehicle, while it has a lot of the Model 3 DNA, has cloth seats instead of vegan leather seats. It's got a white LED instead of RGB ambient lighting. It doesn't have cooled seats or heated seats, or I believe a heated steering wheel. It doesn't have a rear screen, but besides that, it's extremely similar, minus more of those creature comforts. Definitely a way that Tesla could go if they wanted to give a premium look and feel, but also bring costs down. So vehicle number 2 is destined to be a cheaper Tesla launching in the new year. And when it comes to vehicle number 3, there are a couple of different options on what this one could be. I would love for vehicle number 3 to be a Model S or Model X refresh, like an actual significant refresh to these vehicles. Not sure if it's going to happen. Instead, I think what would be number 3 is likely going to be Cybercab, especially as not only is Tesla taking this thing on an international tour around the world, and you can see it in various places. They just had it at the LA Auto Show. They've got it in Tesla stores, but also it's gone under a lot of recent testing at different Tesla locations. I think Elon said by 2026, this vehicle would be in mass production. I would not be the least bit surprised given how basically pedal to the metal Tesla is going with full self-driving and autonomy and Cybercab. If we see that happen before 2026, I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of 2025, this vehicle is at least in limited production with it scaling up in the new year. One wild card we could see, Elon did mention, was Tesla working on a larger version of a Model X, basically, or a larger SUV, basically something between a Tesla minivan and a Model X. He had commented that Tesla could be developing this. Not sure if it's going to make the cut for the new year, but I think that Cybercab is likely going to be that third vehicle, though I'm hoping maybe to my, not in my best interest, but I'd love to see a Model X refresh. Whatever the case may be, that's kind of what we know right now as the new lineup for Tesla in the new year. Of course, Model Y Juniper is going to be exciting. Maybe we see a Model 3, some minor tweaks there, maybe not. But Model Y Juniper, lower cost vehicle, Cybercab, Cybertruck updates, software updates, full self-driving. That is where Tesla is definitely going in 2025. And that is going to be the focus of the company for the foreseeable future, definitely at least for the next 12 months. Also want to give a huge thanks to Mini REVs for supporting the channel. They're the makers of these super amazing, high quality, and just crazy accurate mini EV models here that are just fantastic. They've got Model S, Model X, Model Y, and of course, they've got my beloved Cybertruck here. I've got this matte black option that looks really cool. You can pick up some accessories with this thing. Anyone will enjoy it, whether you're 3 years old, 30 years old, 100 years old. If you love Teslas, you are going to enjoy the built build quality, the precision, and just the fun over geeking out over little Tesla models that are really accurate, really well made, and just a cool addition to your desk, your shelf, your locker if you're in school, wherever you are, whatever stage in life. If you're a Tesla fan, you are going to love this. If you want to check out all that Mini REVs has to offer, they've got an incredible collection at a really great price. Hit the link down below to learn more and check it out for yourself today. So I'm curious, guys, what are your thoughts on all this stuff? Your thoughts on Tesla's new vehicles? Your thoughts on the holiday update? Do you like the holiday update? Do you not? Please drop a comment down below and let me know. And if you guys made it to the very end of the video and want a free way to win some Amazon money, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and just drop a comment down below and let me know that you stayed to the end. Just say, hey, I stayed to the end of the video, great job, or maybe you got some constructive criticism for me. People like to yell at me about a myriad of things. But if you've got some criticism, good feedback, bad feedback, drop a comment down below and let me know. As always, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see you all in the next one.